Okay, so one of my followers on YouTube had asked me to do a video on how I trim my plants. So I have here a wax myrtle that I just repotted. I want to train it to become a tree. And I'm gonna give it some trimmings now that I repotted it on a larger pot. So, but there's not really a big secret on trimming your plants. You know, just don't be afraid. At the same time, don't be afraid of how much you could take from it, but at the same time, take some cautions. A nice, this one needs a little help, but a nice sharp scissor. And what I usually do with my plants and when I trim them is I give it a little disinfecting. So this is rubbing alcohol, and I just spray it. I usually have something to just like clean it up. Right now I don't have it. So I just let it dry really quick, and then you go out there and you just give it a nice haircut. So I'm gonna be selective on the branches that are growing upward and that are a little bit stronger, getting rid of some ones that I don't need. It all depends on how much branches you want to grow up. So I want to train this one to be like this in some stuff that I showed previously in the front of the house. And I'll give you just a little tutorial on how to do it. Not a big secret. So hang in there with me, okay? Hopefully you can see that well. I'll put it closer. Yeah, here's the tree. See if you can get a nice shot of it. I'm not, like I said, a pro on recording. But here we go. So let's see here what we got. You can hear me with all this noise and wind that we have today, but it's hard to tell. But I'm gonna start like just getting rid of extra branches that are here. So, and keeping like the long ones, like I said. So just get rid of the little ones. There's just too many growing. It's a shrub, and I don't know if you can hear me because it's so windy. So there's a lot of extra branches that will be growing from it, but you will be the one to decide which ones you want to keep and maintain. You need to train this to become a little tree and not a shrub. So I'm gonna give it a nice haircut. I'm cutting the ones that I don't want from the bottom, little ones like these. We'll try it. So yeah, I don't want this one, although it looks beautiful. Some of them, unfortunately, people, they want it to grow bushy, so they cut the top, the tip, so it can spread outwards, but I don't want that. So I'm gonna see. I still have a lot of branches, so I don't know if you would like your wax myrtle to grow as multiple branches or as maybe 3 or 4. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I want that many, so I'm gonna keep on trimming it. So as you see, now I left 5 branches and I'm gonna start cleaning it up. Again, it's a shame that they did this. This was the main branch, but they cut it before so it could become more bushy. I don't want that. This one the same, they did it, but hopefully we'll be fine. And I'm just gonna clean a little bit up, and it's almost done. So basically this is the end result. You might think, oh my god, Adriana, but you made the tree naked. It will be fine. I done this to my other shrubs and they're thriving. So I'm not an expert on trimming, but I try my best and I learn from my mistakes. I'm not afraid of experimenting. So basically with this one, this is such a beautiful branch. It will go straight up, but unfortunately with most of these, they wanted, of course, to make these as shrubs, so they cut the main branch. Let me see if I could focus. Let's see this one. So yeah, the main branch was right here, and they encourage like the plant to grow bushier. So there were two. I took this one out and kept this one. This one they did the same. There was one back here. Two grew. I selected the better one, which instead of being inwards, out. Same thing with this one here. So the plant will be fine. I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you posted. But this is how I'm gonna train my wax myrtle to become a little tree for my front yard. So like I said before, and I always say it, I'm not an expert, but I learn as I go. You should do the same. Don't be afraid. You know, it will grow back. And I know that because one time I tried to experiment. I did some videos or looked at some videos on how to trim my jaboricaba and how important it is to keep the trunk clear. And I gave it a really hard trim. And that was in the middle of the winter, and we had like a 27 degree. And I live on the southeast side of Florida, but there was a harsh winter one time, and I was so scared that I done damage to this little tree. But look at it, it's thriving. And the important thing about maintaining the trunks clear is because the fruit grows from it. So the clearer the trunk, the more fruits you'll get. So I trimmed it really, really hard. It had barely any leaves. And it's doing fine. So I was very scared, but actually it's thriving. The same thing I did with this Simpson stopper here, training to become a tree. For a while it was very sad because they took, like I said, the main branch, and the plant, just like this one, see the same thing. They took the main branch to encourage two growth. And the plant was sad for a while, but now it's doing beautifully. Actually this year it got so many new growth. So you can see this is within like a week or two, all this new growth. So very happy with the shape. Now we just needed to keep on growing upwards. And basically, you know, as I was saying, somebody had asked me how I maintain my yard. The beautiful thing about native plants is that there's not a lot of maintenance other than if you want it to look a specific way. Because these, it's been a year we planted it, a little bit more than a year. And this is, I don't know if you could see a video of it before and now how it is. It has just a beautiful shape, a round shape, so I didn't do much to it. This one here, I basically chopped it all the way down and it grew back. I had two. One died, the other one did fine. So again, it's a learning experience, which is fine because, you know, not a lot of space as you can see. with these, the same thing. They have such a beautiful oval or circular shape, and I haven't done much to it. Maybe when the with the flowers are done, maybe I'll just reshape it. It's beautiful to keep things natural, but again, I live in a community, so I like to maintain things a little bit more formal. But as of now, they're looking nice too. So basically, what I do in my yard is picking a little weed here and there on the pathway, and maybe with the ones that flower, you know, I cut the dead flowers out. But no, not a lot of maintenance, at least for now, when it comes to this native yard. I do inspect for bugs, if there's anything weird growing on my plants, so I could maybe pick them or trim them. And I usually do that like on my morning walks. Come with my cup of coffee, walk around, enjoy my yard, and that's when I inspect for disease or bugs. Just an example. We'll see how he does, but that's Dahun Holly, and he had aphids. It was sad. He had some new growth. I had to trim it. It was a larger tree. Now we'll see how it does, but he had some bugs that was affecting it, and I noticed on my daily walks, and that's what basically I do. You know, you enjoy your yard. Look, come for a beautiful morning walk with a cup of coffee, and then just take a look at your plants, you know, see their health, so you can help them thrive. But again, with native plants, there's not too many bugs that you won't know how to deal with, because they were made for our environment. So basically, that's the tips I could give you. This is, again, same thing. This is a beautyberry. You know, beautyberry is a bush, but I trained for it to become a little tree. I don't know if you can see with the sun, and it's just doing lovely. Let me go from this side. So I kept on trimming, being selected with the branches, and you just go and see what you like. But it's doing very, very, very nice. There you go, full of flowers. I'm gonna show you my Simpson stopper in the front. Again, it was a bush, and I trained it to become a tree. And I'll also show you the Simpson stopper in front of our house, which I'm training for it to be an espalier. So like I said in my other video, our next project will be our front yard. There's so much grass, so much high maintenance, a lot of fertilizers that actually I tell them not to do it, so it's not one of the greatest grass in the community, but we want to try to make it as much Florida friendly as the back as we can, so hopefully that will work out. But this is the other beautiful Simpson stopper that I trained for it to become a little tree. It's full of flowers, beautiful growth. It's already about maybe 8 feet tall, and he was so little. He was here. So what I basically do when I see things like this happening, I go through and trim it out. And again, this was them main branch. They tried to make it, you know, spread out. So I tried my best to do what I could when it came to the shape that I want. Actually, these, I think they were fine, so I just trimmed as it went. Trimmed. This one I decided to leave 2, so I trimmed as it went, and the plant is fine. I'll show you now my other Simpson stopper that I'm training for it to become an espalier, and again, it's doing really well. So here we go. So what am I gonna do? See all these little growths here? They all have to go, or else they'll become branches. This one, might leave it, might take it out. Like the ones out, I might take it out. All these new growths, you have to clean it. And the younger the growth, the easier it is for the plant to adapt. So this is the only work that basically you have to do. Of course, that's if you live in a more restricted area. See, this one is a little hard. So I took it out. That might need. And this is how the espalier is going. So that's mostly the trims and the maintenance that I do on my yard. Remulch once or twice a year. And that's basically it. So I hope this video helps you, gets you inspired, gives you the motivation to go out there and keep on growing. Support wildlife by planting native plants. They are beautiful, and it's not as hard as people think. So hope to see you guys soon, and I hope again that this video helped.